Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I will be speaking on behalf of the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry. I would like to inform you that Ms. Nina Mangio, the Consul and Vice President of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry, cannot come into our event because she was named the Businesswoman of the Year of a very prestigious organization in the Philippines. So on her behalf, I'm going to speak her speech. My task this afternoon is to talk about the Philippines, about the state of our economy and how business organization like the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry is able to make a difference. Let me start by saying that PCCI, the acronym, is the country's biggest business organization with over 40,000 direct and indirect members, local chambers, industry associations, and bilateral business councils nationwide. At this point, I would like to show you a video about my organization.
The Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the voice of Philippine business. Established by a dynamic group of individuals with strong leadership presence and passion for business and economic development. An influential alliance of business leaders providing policy directions to government and ensuring sustained economic development. This is the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry. On April 19, 1886, three of the largest Spanish companies in Manila formed the Cámara de Comercio de Filipinas. Following the downfall of the colonial Spanish government, the popularity of La Cámara waned, and a new organization of Filipino and Chinese mestizo businessmen established the Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines, CCP, in 1903. Barely half a century after, a group of industrialists founded the Philippine Chamber of Industries, PCI. On July 1, 1978, the two chambers merged, giving birth to the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, PCCI. In September of the same year, PCCI was recognized as the country's single voice of business through Presidential Letter of Instruction 780. After more than a century, the Chamber continues to chart the course of economic development in the country. Lending its voice to the government, PCCI continues to be at the forefront to influence public policies in the areas of agriculture and food security, banking and finance, capital market development, energy and power, water utilities, environment, formal and technical vocational education, infrastructure development, intellectual property and innovation, international trade, local economic development, taxation, SME support services, tourism, and transportation and logistics. Covering business comprehensively to ensure the business expansion and country's future growth and progression through its partnership with the government, local chambers, and other stakeholders. PCCI's programs and services include enhancing business environment, SME development, environmental protection and management, corporate social responsibility, national and countryside development, business services, access to local and international training programs and scholarships, publications, breaking grounds with pioneering minds. PCCI is a dynamic force that offers its members fresh new ideas, new choices, and creative new approaches. From only a handful before the turn of the century, the PCCI family has grown to more than 1,600 direct members, more than 100 industry associations, more than 100 local chambers, and around 35,000 SMEs nationwide. To ensure alignment of its advocacies and activities, the PCCI works closely with government, other business groups, donor organizations, and international agencies, as well as the academe. The PCCI also provides a platform that links local firms with the global business community. PCCI also engages foreign chambers, diplomatic corps, international agencies in search of broader trade and economic cooperation. The Philippine Business Conference and Expo is the most important annual activity of the PCCI and one of the most prestigious events in the country. Local and foreign companies wanting to establish new ventures or seeking new markets find it highly attractive to attend due to the many benefits it offers. Every year, more than 800 stakeholders attend the conference, composed of key government officials, business leaders, diplomatic corps, foreign chambers, multilateral donor agencies, PCCI corporate members, bilateral business councils, local chamber and industry association leaders. With resourcefulness, ingenuity, collective ideas, and strength, the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry remains steadfast in its principles of business growth and development. Pioneering, innovating, and trailblazing. The Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry will remain as that. One voice of business in the country.
Miguel, para que veas, la Cámara de Comercio e Industria de Filipinas es más antiguo por varios meses con la Cámara de Cartagena. Before the pandemic hit us, we were one of the best performing economies in Asia. We were experiencing growth in GDP of around 6 to 7% for more than 10 years. And there was a general optimism that the Philippines will get over the economic roller coaster of the past. We were poised to be a higher middle income country and on track to significantly reduce the level of poverty that was unfortunately present from 18% down to single digits. We were no longer the sick man of Asia. We were hailed as the emerging tiger of Asia. The effect of the pandemic, however, the Philippines was hit hard by that COVID pandemic. In our desire to avoid being totally paralyzed by the health crisis, we implemented very strict regulations to contain the threat. Of course, this had negative repercussions, and with the global economic slowdown, many of us, of our business, had to close or downsize. However, the economic rebound in the first quarter of 2022, our gross national product grew by 8.3 year on year. Although the second quarter performance was more modest at 7.4, it was still the second fastest growth in Asian and very slightly below the government's 7.5 forecast for the period. There will be rapid infrastructure development with the continuation and expansion of the Build program started by former President Rodrigo Duterte. This means much needed railways and light rail system, elevated highways, long span bridges connecting major islands, expressways, airports and ports, and even subways are now being built. I'd like to side comment that your company like Acciona right now is there, who has built bridges worth $350 million. There are many booming economic centers, including ecozones and industrial parks and commercial areas in secondary cities and municipalities in the countryside. Many of these are championed by dynamic local government executives who recognize the importance of investment in generating local economic development. The country's tourist attractions are undoubtedly world-class. Our pristine islands and white sand beaches like Boracay have consistently been adjudged among the best in the world. We're among the top in terms of biodiversity. Our prices are very, very reasonable. We have extraordinarily potential for developing tourism, and we are just starting to take advantage of what we have. On a side comment, naturally, Spain is tops. We cannot beat 83 million tourists. However, with your help and your expertise, we invite you, Spanish companies, to come to the Philippines and be part of our tourism industry. We have a strategic location that makes us an ideal gateway to Southeast Asian countries and China, Korea, and Japan, among others. The Department of Agriculture, our power rates are still very high. We have to continue to nurture products that are globally competitive. We need more foreign direct investments. As our country goes through the journey, the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry remains to be a close partner of the government in addressing critical challenges. During the pandemic, we actively helped develop and implement policies and programs to mitigate the crippling effects of lockdown and help business survive. We propose a roadmap for economic recovery, and we are thankful that many of our recommendations were positively considered by the government, from the local to the national. We actively supported the vaccination program, and we helped develop and sometimes implement many business support and recovery services and initiatives by the government. And now that the country is regaining its lost momentum, PCCI is not letting up its quest to encourage greater collaboration and strengthened relationship with our longtime partners, such as Spain and the Hispanic countries. It will be to our mutual interest to expand our cooperation in business as well as in cultural, educational, and other aspects of our history is closely intertwined, and many enjoy very close personal and familial ties. There are many opportunities offered by an emerging economy, such as ours, with over 110 million population and more than 7,000 islands. I am sure we can significantly build upon the foundations of the past and generate renewed cooperation to boost two-way trade, investments, and tourism. By doing so, we can continue to reinforce the ties that bind us and help each other as friends always do to create a better future of our people. As I close, I wish to share with you another short video from our Department of Tourism. This, I hope, will convince you, if you are not convinced, to pack your bags and go to the Philippines. Thank you.
Celebration and arts. The Philippine region of Luzon is very well known for its craftsmanship, with each of its 30 provinces having its own specialty. The majority of our Philippine national artists were from Luzon. And as an artist, I know how art is the reflection of the world around you. That's what makes Philippines have color in our history. But it's really the art that colored it for us. There is no other season in which Filipino craftsmanship and artistry come together like Christmas. Us Filipinos love Christmas so much that we have the longest Christmas season in the world. Seeing lights being put up along the streets and these colored lanterns called paroles being put up at people's houses makes Christmas in Philippines magical. Pampanga is a nearby destination that is well known for its world-famous paroles. So I traveled there wanting to see the process of it myself, the craftsmanship that goes into lighting up the Christmas season.
Ang pangalan ko ay Eric Kiwa, Pampanga. Nasa 25 years na akong mula pa sa mga ninuno namin. Bali kami na ang 5th generation. Yung significance ng parang kasi sa akin, yun ang celebration para sa mga bataan. Yun ay araw ng pagbibigayan.
Christmas is such a colorful and festive time in the Philippines, and it's always a celebration when Filipinos get together. We're loud, we love to have fun, we're fun people. It's really just being together, or the connectedness of it.